This plant here is the #1 Jamaican fertility herb, but did you know that it also has a lot of benefits for the men? Stay tuned, we're going to be focusing in depth on the Jamaican inflammation herb. Now, a lot of Jamaican women who could not conceive will share their story and tell you that after them drink this busha, they were able to bring forth that bouncing baby boy or girl successfully. So the inflammation weed or inflammation herb, it grows wildly in sandy or loamy conditions, and it really thrives in dry conditions as well. It is commonly called dog blood bush or dog blood herb, inflammation weed as we said before, pigeonberry, bloodberry or baby bush, but the botanical name for this plant here is Ravina humilis. This popular Jamaican female herb is used to treat fertility issues, dysmenorrhea or painful periods, irregular periods, womb cysts, fibroids, and what we call sometimes blocked tubes. Now, besides these uses, the inflammation weed or the inflammation herb, and I mean every part of it, from the blossoms, the fruits, the leaves, the stems, and the roots, these are used to treat skin conditions such as eczema and rashes. It is also used to treat headaches and to manage very mild pain. So really not excruciating pain, but mild pain. Now, for the men, the inflammation weed or inflammation herb is said to increase the sperm count, and also it prevents the enlargement of the prostate. So we're going to be getting into how this is used, and the thing is, as we said, this is inflammation herb, so already we know that it is anti-inflammatory. So how we use it? So we basically brew a tea with this, and I mean like all parts of the plant. However, you have to ensure that it is first dried, or at least make it quail for about 3 days or so. And so our foreparents used to let it boil and cool down and consume like a cup or so per day. But one thing though, they never had refrigerators, and so they would allow it to sit at room temperature or by them fireside, and so it would start to ferment, and that way you were getting it very powerful. However, nowadays people are afraid of bacteria and fungus and all kind of things, and so we will make the tea and we'll store it in our refrigerator. So it will have some effects, but not as effective as when our foreparents used to make it and make it ferment. Now, the second way that this is used is that it is boiled for about 3 to 5 minutes. And I know some persons will say that you don't boil herbs, but we're going to do an experiment on that not too long from now. I will do a video where I'm going to be doing an experiment on whether or not you must boil a herb or dry a herb, and when to boil the herb and when to dry it. Alright, but anyway, so the second way is that you allow it to boil for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then you can do a hot sit or what is now called a vaginal steam with it. Now, the steaming helps to shrink the fibroids, and it also reduces the likelihood of period pains, and generally a steaming or a vaginal steam using these kinds of herbs improves circulation in the reproductive area. Now, how we use this for rashes? For rashes and other skin conditions, the leaves are usually pounded, and then we extract the fresh green juice from it, and we just dab this onto the affected area or onto the rashes until they disappear. And sometimes as well, the inflammation weed, it is pounded along with the king of the forest or the cerasee, and that can also be applied to the skin. Now, who mainly uses this herb? Like I said before, the men rarely use it, but it is good for the men. So basically everybody can use it. However, please, it's not given to toddlers, so I should say with the exception of toddlers. So the inflammation herb is used by both men and women alike. However, it is usually consumed by women who long to nurture their own baby. So you want your own baby, you drink this, and trust me, all the inflammation from the womb is gone. Now, also what our foreparents used to do, so our mother and our granny, them usually boil the tea for us, and after you finish breastfeeding, they would feed it to us or feed it to the person who just gave birth, and this is said, or them said, is give you a clean out. So you know, all of that waste from the pregnancy and so on that may be lying around in the system, the inflammation weed is said to give you that kind of purge. So for the full effects of this herb, unlike any other herb, it is best reaped at moonshine before daybreak. However, if you reap it at any other time, you are still going to experience the amazing benefits of the inflammation herb. Now, like with anything else, you have the good and the bad. So we're going to be talking a little bit about the precautions of using the inflammation herb. Now, you want to stay away from the inflammation weed if you are pregnant, lactating, or you are on your monthly cycle. Why? Because the effects of the herb on the womb, you know, the plant can cause contraction of the uterus, and this could result in miscarriage and also deformity in the baby if you take it while you're pregnant. Now, the plant contains some other compounds as well that will inhibit the development of babies, and so this is why our foreparents, they actually wait until you finish breastfeeding before they give this to you. And so usually it is best taken internally when you're done breastfeeding. And finally, if you take this herb while you are on your period or on your monthly cycle, it could cause excessive bleeding, and so that is why it is not recommended for you to take this during your period, but you take it before or after. Now, I shared a video on the channel of my own experience with this plant, so ensure that you check it out. That is my personal testimony. So if you have not already checked that out, please go ahead and check it out. I paired this with 2 other herbs, and the rest is history. Now, I also have a video where I illustrate how you fuse this and the other 2 herbs, so be sure to check out that video as well. I am Fziba. If you make it this far into the video, I thank you very much for watching, and if you have not already subscribed to the channel, please don't wait no longer. I have some powerful stuff to share with you. Please hit that subscribe button, and if you come here all the time or you come here some of the times, please remember to hit your notification bell so that you can get the notifications. Now that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next one.